Sera. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the show.
Hi, Ricky, and hi, everyone. We're really glad you're here.
Today, we're talking about daily routines, which sounds simple until someone asks me what I do before coffee.
Right. And in this episode, we're going to show you how to talk about your day in clear, natural English.
Yeah, like how to say when you wake up, get ready, work, relax, and finally go to bed.
So stay with us, because by the end, talking about your routine in English will feel a lot easier. Key vocabulary preview. Let's start with routine, because that's really the whole backbone of daily life.
Yeah, and some people's routine is impressive, and some people's routine is just coffee and panic.
Fair enough. A routine is basically the usual way your day goes, like the things you do again and again.
Right, like my morning routine is pretty simple. I make tea, check my phone, and stare out the window for a minute. Okay, commute is another one people hear all the time. It's that regular trip between home and work, or school. And honestly, it can feel like a whole part-time job.
Oh, totally. Especially when the train is late and everybody suddenly looks deeply disappointed in life.
Exactly. And if someone says, I commute an hour each way, you instantly know their day starts early.
I want to pick schedule next, because that word is super useful in everyday English.
Yeah.
Your schedule is basically your plan for the day or week, like what you're doing and when you're doing it.
Mine always starts out organized and then turns into a creative work of fiction by about 10 a.m.
I know that feeling. If my schedule is too full, I get stressed really fast. So I try to leave a little space between meetings.
Can we talk about take a break for a second?
Yes, please.
Because learners sometimes think resting is lazy, but taking a break is actually part of staying productive.
Right, it's just a short pause from work or study, not quitting for the day and disappearing into the couch forever.
That's an important difference. When I'm stuck on something, I usually take a break, walk around for 5 minutes, and then come back with a better mood.
Okay, last one for me. Relax.
Oh, that's a good one.
To relax means to become less tense or tired. And honestly, everybody needs that in a busy routine.
Some people relax with music, and some people relax by watching videos of other people organizing their fridge.
No judgment. After dinner, I like to relax with a cup of tea and a really light TV show. Conversation, daily life, and feelings.
So, Sera, are you one of those people with a super strict morning routine?
I want to say yes, but honestly, it depends on how many times I hit snooze.
So your routine starts with denial.
Exactly. I usually wake up around 6:30, but I don't fully become a person until after breakfast.
That's so true.
If I skip breakfast, my whole mood gets weird. I get dressed, make coffee, and kind of stare at the wall for a minute.
That's not staring at the wall. That's your brain buffering.
Yes, exactly.
My mornings are a little messier, though. I wake up, check my schedule, and immediately regret being an adult.
Oh no.
Then I rush to get dressed because somehow I'm always 2 minutes late in my own apartment.
Wait, seriously?
Seriously. My commute isn't even that long, but I still act like I'm racing to catch a train in a movie.
I know that feeling. A lot of people say, I go to work. But commute is a really useful word when you want to describe that travel time.
Right.
Like, my commute takes 40 minutes, or I listen to podcasts during my commute.
And schedule is another good one. People always think it sounds formal, but it's super normal in daily life.
Yeah.
You can say, my schedule is packed today, or I need to check my schedule before I say yes.
I like that these words fit real life so naturally. When I talk about my day in English, I don't try to sound fancy. I just say what actually happens.
Exactly. Like around 3 in the afternoon, I always need to take a break. If I don't take a break, I start reading the same email 5 times.
Oh, that's real. And a break doesn't have to be long. Sometimes I just stand up, stretch, and stop looking at a screen for 5 minutes.
That already helps a lot. And when I finally finish work, I need a clear signal that the day is over.
Like what?
Music, usually. I put on one song, make dinner, and let myself relax a little.
I love that. For me, the night feels better if I don't go straight from work mode to sleep mode. I read a little, maybe tidy up, and then I go to bed around 11.
See, that sounds healthy and responsible. Meanwhile, I'm negotiating with myself at midnight like, one more video and then I'll go to bed.
Language breakdown, part 1.
I like that phrase, one of those people, because it's playful and supernatural.
Right, and it doesn't sound rude here because the tone is light.
Like, are you one of those people who wakes up at 5 and smiles?
Okay, that's suspiciously specific. Another good one is a little messier, because it sounds softer than saying, my mornings are a mess.
Yeah, it's a nice way to be honest without being too dramatic. And another good one is useful too, because it helps you introduce vocabulary naturally in conversation.
Exactly. And you're not giving a lecture, you're just adding one more idea. I also love negotiating with myself because it turns an everyday habit into a funny image.
No way, that one's too real. It means you're kind of arguing with yourself, even though you already know you're not going to bed yet.
And that's why these phrases stick, because they sound like real life. Conversation, misunderstandings, and communication.
You know what causes a lot of misunderstandings when people talk about their daily routine in English?
What?
People hear one word and imagine a totally different life.
Oh, totally.
Like when someone says, I commute an hour, and the listener thinks, wow, that's terrible.
Right, but maybe they mean it's normal where they live. And commute just means traveling between home and work or school on a regular basis. It doesn't automatically mean they hate it.
Although if somebody says, my commute is 2 trains, a bus, and regret, then yeah, they probably hate it.
Okay, that's fair.
Another misunderstanding happens with breakfast.
How so?
If someone says, I have breakfast at work, people sometimes think they skipped it at home because they're disorganized.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But maybe that's just their normal schedule.
Exactly, and schedule is a great word when you want to explain that clearly. You can say, my schedule starts late, so I eat breakfast around 10.
That makes sense.
It's not a defense speech, it's just context.
Which is nice because nobody wants to sound like they're explaining a crime scene before coffee.
Seriously. I think take a break can also be misunderstood.
Really?
Yeah, because some learners think it always means a long rest. But in real conversation, it can be 5 minutes.
Right.
So if you say, I usually take a break at 3, you're just describing a habit.
Not announcing a small vacation.
Exactly.
Finish work is another one that can be tricky.
Because people hear it as, I completed everything?
Yes, exactly. But a lot of the time, it just means your workday ends.
And honestly, that feels more realistic.
Yeah, because if I say I finish work at 6, that doesn't mean my inbox has achieved inner peace.
No way. And then relax can be misunderstood too, because people imagine doing nothing at all. But relaxing can be reading, cooking, walking, or just sitting quietly for a bit.
So if someone says, I relax after dinner, we shouldn't picture them instantly turning into a candle.
That is such a weird image, but yes.
And finally, go to bed doesn't always mean fall asleep right away.
Yes, that's a big one.
It can simply mean you get into bed at that time.
Which is good, because otherwise half the world would be lying about their bedtime. Language breakdown, part 2.
You know what causes a lot of misunderstandings when people talk about their daily routine in English?
Really?
The phrase daily routine sounds simple, but people sometimes answer with only single words instead of a full sentence.
Right, and a natural answer would be, my daily routine is pretty regular, and I usually start work at 9.
Another misunderstanding happens with breakfast.
Yeah. People memorize eat breakfast, but then they forget you can also say, I grab breakfast on the way to work.
Which sounds much more like real life than some perfect textbook morning.
I think take a break can also be misunderstood.
Exactly, because it doesn't mean you're done for the whole day.
It usually just means you stop for a short rest. Like, I take a break at 3 and make some tea.
But a lot of the time, finish work just means your workday ends.
Which is good, because otherwise, half the world would be lying about their bedtime. 5 natural phrases to remember.
Our first phrase is, I usually start my day with,
For example, I usually start my day with a cup of coffee and a quick look at my messages.
nice. And you could also say, I usually start my day with some stretching before breakfast.
Phrase 2 is, I tend to.
That's great because it sounds softer than always, right?
Exactly. You can say, I tend to check my schedule before I leave the house.
And I tend to hit the snooze button once too many times.
Okay, phrase 3 is, on weekdays, I.
That's super useful when your weekday routine is different from your weekend routine.
One example is, on weekdays, I commute by bus and listen to a podcast.
And another one is, on weekdays, I get home late, so I keep dinner simple. Phrase 4 is, after that, I.
This phrase helps you connect actions naturally, like, after that, I get dressed and head to work.
Or, after that, I take a break and go for a short walk.
And phrase 5 is, by the time I, it's already.
Oh, that's a really natural one.
For example, by the time I finish work, it's already dark in winter.
And you could say, by the time I get to the office, it's already 9:30.
How to study smarter. Honestly, if you're learning how to talk about your routine, don't just memorize isolated words.
Right, because nobody walks into a conversation and says, breakfast, commute, schedule. That would be a rough chat.
Exactly. So learn chunks like, I usually wake up at, or after lunch, I take a break.
Another tip is to use your real life, even if it's boring.
I know, right? If you really eat the same breakfast every day, say that in English, because real details are easier to remember.
And when you review this episode, pause after a line and answer for yourself with a new sentence.
Yeah, that turns listening into speaking, and that's where things really start to stick. Final vocabulary review.
Let's do a quick review, and first up is routine.
My evening routine is pretty simple because I like quiet nights at home.
Then we have wake up and get dressed, as in, I wake up late on Sundays, but I still get dressed before noon.
Nice. And commute can be, my brother commutes nearly an hour, so he leaves home very early.
Breakfast is easy to remember because missing breakfast makes me dramatic by 10 a.m.
Same here. And schedule fits in this sentence. I put gym time on my schedule so I don't skip it.
Next is take a break. Like when meetings get too long, I take a break and get some water.
And finish work can sound like this. I usually finish work around 6, unless it's a really busy day.
Relax is a good one too, and I'd say I relax by cooking dinner slowly and staying off my phone.
And finally, go to bed. As in, if I go to bed too late, my whole next day feels off.
That's all 10 words, and honestly, if you can use them to describe your own life, you're doing great.
Keep going, keep speaking, and little by little, English will start to feel like part of your daily life.
And that's a wrap for today's episode.
Thank you so much for listening to Vibe English Podcast.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and leave us a comment. It really means a lot.
We'll see you in the next one. Keep practicing your English.
Bye.
Bye-bye.